Well, let's see here now. We ain't going to do no stand-up comedy. This is sit-down comedy because I'm old. But anyway, I wanted to talk today about lookalikes. Throughout your life, sometimes people say, hey, you look like such and such. And you're going, what? And then it's like, well, they saw him and was in the post office. And I wasn't in the post office. They saw a picture, thought I was in the post office. But they're over the years, you look like certain people. That's just the way it is. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about that. Pauly Shore. Now, you can't tell that here, but many years ago, Pauly and I looked like each other. And here's the thing. I had people call me Pauly. They'd say, hey, Pauly, hey, Pauly. And I was dating my wife. And she had been attacked by some Jehovah's Witnesses. And they were in her house when I came over. And they just stared at me, kept on staring at me and stuff. And so I went back, went to the bathroom or something. And when, my wife came out, they go, do you know who you're dating? And she goes, no, Pauly Shore. She didn't know who he was. So we watched the movie. I acted like him, looked like him, scared me to death. Kind of cool. But as you go on, you start aging, so you look like different people, right? Look like different people. Well, I was in a restaurant in Indianapolis way back. My hair was darker, different beard and all that stuff. And this woman said, you're one of the Eagles. And I said, okay, this should be fun. So I didn't say nothing. She goes, you're one of the Eagles. I said, Don Felder. She goes, that's right, you look just like Don Felder. So I didn't say anything. And then she kept on questioning. By the end of the day, I signed an autograph, and she was happy as a lark. Who knows what can go on with this stuff? It's so much fun. Then, let's see, I was in South Carolina. See, none of this happens in your hometown. South Carolina, and this lady says, you look like Mike Davis. I think you're Mike Davis. Well, it wasn't Mike Davis. Mike Davis was dead. He was dead. He was already dead, so it couldn't be Mike Davis. But I could see a little resemblance there, too. Then I was in the yard one day, and these folks were doing work on the property. And, there was about 7 of them, and they started pointing at me. Had a hat on that day, and they go, Keith Whitley, you're Keith Whitley. So I had to go in the house, get some paper, and sign a bunch of Keith Whitley autographs and stuff like that for him. Well, he's dead too, so I don't know how that works out, but you know what I'm saying. That's a lot of fun. The latest one, though, for probably about 2 years. Now, I'd liked it if, I looked like Robert Plant, maybe, Led Zeppelin days and all that. I wasn't even a Led Zeppelin fan, but I have signed a lot of Robert Plant autographs, and we were in Fort Lauderdale. This guy comes in and almost passes out, and he's got a shirt, Led Zeppelin on. He says, you're Robert Plant. Had this big conversation and all that stuff. So you never can tell what's going to happen as you age, that you might be starting to look like somebody. So watch out. It's too much fun, though, isn't it?